Good afternoon. Thank you for logging in and joining our online class. Again, this is schedule 3 to 4, good governance and social responsibility. Okay, upat na lang kulang. Mag-15 na. Mag-start na din ta pag maabot na mo 15. 10 na lang kabuok na wala ang isa. My goodness. Paminaw sa mga sa music while nag-wait tayo sa inyong mga classmates. Okay, 13 na mga buok. Nanay bagko nakasulod. Mas kusog pa ang music. Hinayan. Atara na i-off karon pag mag-start na ka formally. Eh, mingaw kay dire sa kwarto. Okay, mag-start na ta. Ako na i-off ang background music. Okay, good afternoon sa mga naka-login at sa katong mag-login pa lang. Good afternoon in advance. Good afternoon, Miss De Chile. Welcome to our online class. Nag-start na mi 30 minutes ago, Miss De Chile. Wala na kaka-answer sa kuan. Quiz number 1. Miss De Chile, madunggan ko nimo. Late na kag 30 minutes. Ito joke ra. Okay, let us start. So this is week number 3 for your subject in good governance and social responsibility. So kini siya part 1 rin siya sa introduction, kay next week ang part 2. So atong topic here is good governance. Under niya na is international affairs, corporate sectors, national governments, local governments, scientific exploration. So ang atong discuss karon or lecture na to is about lang sa good governance. Okay? So nag-research ko sa internet, muna siya akong i-share sa inyo. Good afternoon to Miss Donna Zen, Mr. Hael, Miss Hael, Mark Terabin Hael. Miss, akong address sa imo ha. Okay, so what is good governance? Is my audio clear? Kay mas murag kusog pa ang iro sa gawas. Okay, so what is good governance? So according sa akong research, in international development, good governance is a way of measuring how public institutions conduct public affairs and manage public resources in a preferred way. Governance is the process of decision making and the process by which decisions are implemented or not implemented. Governance in this context can apply to corporate, international, national, or local governance, as well as the interactions between other sectors of society. Okay, bisan sa atong panimalay na ay governance. Di ba? Ang govern ana is ang imong mama o ang imong papa. So let us continue. Miss Nadayag, good afternoon. Welcome. So the concept of good governance thus emerges as a model to compare an effective economies or political bodies with variable economies and political bodies. The concept centers on the responsibility of governments and governing bodies to meet the needs of the masses, meaning katong mga citizens nila, as opposed to select groups in society. So, mas kung ano nilang kadaghanan kaysa mga select group lang. Okay? Because countries often described as most successful are liberal, democratic states concentrated in Europe and the Americas. Good governance standards often measure other state institutions against these states. aid organizations, and the authorities of developed countries often will focus the meaning of good governance to a set of requirements that conforms to the organization's agenda, making good governance imply many different things in many different contexts. The opposite of good governance as a concept is bad governance. Okay, so under niya ana is ang governance sa international affairs. So in international affairs, analysis of good governance can look at any of the following relationships. So akong i-encode diya sa inyo ha para makita. This is under international affairs. Uy, nanglapas man sa 200 letters. Wait sa ito sa hinahinayon. Miss Kainglit, good afternoon. Again, in international affairs, analysis of good governance can look at any of the following relationships. So first, we have between governments and markets. Second, we have between governments and citizen. And then we have number 3, number 4, and number 5. Between governments and the private or voluntary sectors. Number 4, between elected officials and appointed officials. And lastly, for international affairs, between government and civil society or organizations. Okay, so under na siya sa international affairs, unsa ang ilang analysis of good governance. So there are 5. So take screenshots akong encode or gi-post sa comment mo na siya. That is the analysis of good governance under sa international affairs. Okay, so the varying types of comparisons comprising the analysis of governance in a scholastic and practical discussion can cause the meaning of good governance to vary greatly from practitioner to practitioner. So that is still under international affairs. Again, muna siya ang 5 ka-analysis of good governance under international affairs. Naapa ba mo diha? Basig nangawala na mo ha? Basig nagdula na mo Mobile Legends. Be, comment yes if naapa ba mo before ta mo proceed. Comment yes if you are still there before we proceed. Kainglit, abakahin, yes, Susi, very good. Kabaktulan, yes, yeah, madunggan pa. How about the others? Bisin gi-on lang ang live stream pero wala na paminaw. Kabaktulan, Pinyalusa, Gamo, Raganas, yes. Yes. Kerubin, yes. Okay, let us continue with our topic under corporate sectors. Okay, so in corporate affairs, good governance can be observed in any of the following relationships. The Chile, yes, nadunggan ko. Again, corporate sectors. In corporate affairs, good governance can be observed in any of the followings. So there are 3. Dadang, yes. Good afternoon. Nadunggan pa ko. Magadan, yes. Nadayag? Neryo, yes. Okay, let us continue. Okay, so muna siya. Under corporate sectors, yun sa nila pag kuan. In corporate affairs, good governance, ilang ma-observe. So number one is between governance and corporate management. Number two, between governance and employee standards. And then number three, between governance and corruption in the workplace. Okay, so the meaning of good governance in regards to corporate sectors varies between actors. So when you say actors, kato mga tao nga nasa position, depende kung ano sa ilang position pod. So kung sa ato pa na diya sa CPSC, ang mga actors, mga kung ano nyo, yung faculty, yung mga administrator, president, ug kamo, apil mo sa actor sa ana, eskwelahan. Legislation has been enacted in an attempt to influence good governance in corporate affairs. In the United States, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002 set up requirements for businesses to follow. So napo na diri sa ato ay mga requirement mga business establishment nga i-follow. So parehas karon kanang pandemic na to, so naa sila gi-follow kanang gikuan sa IASTF man na. Na naghatag sa mga rules karon kay pandemic. So whistleblowing has also been widely used by corporations to expose corruption and fraudulent activity. So kung kabalo mo sa word or term nga whistleblower, muna sila ang tig sumbong sa mga tiwali ng mga empleyado sa usa ka corporation or sa government. So muna siya kung gibasa ganina guys. I hope makuha ninyo may screenshot. So let us proceed. Under na ta sa national government as mentioned sa atong topics ganina. Letter C na ta, national government. Okay, national governments, good governance in the context of countries is a broad term. And in that regard, it is difficult to find a unique definition. So according to Fukuyama, there are two dimensions to qualify governance as good or bad. So first is the capacity of the state, and second is the bureaucracy of autonomy. So ako ni siyang ihatag sa inyo. Under ni siya sa national government. Again, according to Fukuyama, there are two dimensions to qualify governance as good or bad. First is the capacity of the state, and second is the bureaucracy autonomy. Bureaucracy's autonomy. Okay. They both complement in the sense that when the state is more capable, for instance, through the collection of taxes, there should be more autonomy because the bureaucrats are able to conduct things well without being instructed with a lot of details. In less capable states, however, less discretion and more rule settings are desirable. So, unsa may pasabot ko no ana? Okay, good afternoon, Miss Vicente. So, unsa mo ko pasabot adto? They both complement daw. And then kung mas daghan ko na mo makolekta nga taxes sa state, less ko no ang pagbantay sa inyo. Wait lang ha, okay. Maghang. Akong i-forward ha, katong gihatag nga example. So they both complement in the sense that when the state is more capable daw, for instance, the collection of taxes, there should be more autonomy because bureaucrats are able to conduct things well without being instructed. A lot of details. So, meron siyang sumpay. So, in less capable states, however, mas daghan og rules. Kaya nga naman kuno, daghan og rules ang katong mga less capable state. Kaya basing na ay corruption nahitabo. While katong daghan, wala. Katong daghan sila mo-collect na taxes, wala kayo makita nga corruption. So, muna siyang giingon nga there should be autonomy or sila dapat ang mag-control sa ana nga state. Okay? Capable sila. Okay, so another way to think about good governance is through outcomes. Since governments carry out with goals like the provision of public goods to its citizens. So, unsa man yung mga public goods nga ipanghatag sa government dito sa ilang mga citizens. Ini siya dapat free ni siya yung mga public goods. So for example, saman, may comment your answers. I am waiting for your participation. Akong ihatag na another way to think about good governance is through outcomes. So since governments carry out with goals like the provision of public goods to its citizens. So unsa may example from the government then ipanghatag nila sa ilang citizens. May comment your answers. Mag-wait ko sa inyong answers before ta mo proceed. Napata sa letter C sa atang topic. Taas-taas pa naman eh. Dapat mo participate. You cannot move forward if dili mo maka-participate. Okay, so please comment your answers. Give examples sa mga public goods from the government na ihatag nila sa ilang citizens. Miss Magadan, do you have an answer? Miss Pinyalusa, Kerubin, Kabaktulan, Gamo, Raganas, Susi, Abakahin, Kainglit. Your answers. Give me your comments. Miss Sino, good afternoon. Okay, Miss Sino, na ako'y questions. Ako gibasa ganina. Public goods to its citizen. Bugas. Bugas, naka-experience mo katong bago pa nagsugod ang atong pag pandemic dire, di ba? Nagipanghatag bugas, tinapa. Yes, Miss ka English unsa pa uban? Nabay biskwit. Kanang nay mabahaan, di ba namo na ipanghatag noodles. Public goods, example sir, kanang ayuda, yes, kanang na-mention nila ayuda, noodles, tinapa, bugas, drinking water, milk, pension. Jasmine Susi, pension daw, di ba? Imo mo nagihaguan kung mag-retire na ka. Goods. Nerio NHL. Very good. Okay, let us proceed. Vicente Sap. Hinabang or ayuda, tinapa, quick chow, NFA. So, kung sa dito pala na sa Amerika, ang atong ayuda dito, kay mga ham, mga turkey, ato dire kay tinapa, di ba? And then medicines. Okay, nagsakit man akong paan. Ilong. Kugi COVID ha, nagilok lang ang ilong. Cloths, naghatag sab sila og mga tambal, sir. Katong mga basic nga medicine, naghatag sila. Okay, so let us proceed. Thank you for participating and giving your ideas. So let us proceed. Dadang, relief goods, very good. There is no better way to think about good governance other than through deliverables, which are precisely the one demanded by citizens. Labi na katong nagsugod pa ang kamulo pa start ang pandemic. Mo gina ang gidemand sa mga Filipino citizens ang ayuda, ang ilang madawat kay nagkalisod na ang atong panginabuhi. Okay, so demanded by citizens like security, health, education, water, the enforcement of contracts, protection to property, protection to the environment, and their ability to vote and get paid for wages. So kung nagtrabaho ka, dapat silduhan ka. Okay? So similarly, good governance might be approximated with vision of public services in an efficient manner. So public services daw in an efficient manner. Higher participation given to certain groups in the population like the poor and the minorities. The guarantee that citizens have the opportunity of checks and balances of the government. So checks and balances of the government. Kinsa pa'y nakahinumdum na sa atong previous nga subject. Checks and balances of the government. And the establishment and enforcement of norms for the protection of the citizens and their property and the existence of independent judiciary system. So I will repeat sa katong wala na mina sa una sa atong subject. There are three branches sa atong government, which is the executive department, the legislative department, and the judiciary systems. So sila ra na tulo ang mag-check sa mga kuan nila mga powers, checks and balances of the government. Okay? Abisada, ayuda, yes, very good, ayuda. So Lawson, in his review of Rothstein book, The Quality of Government, Corruption, Social Trust, and Inequality in International Perspective, mentions that the author relates good governance to the concept of impartiality, which is basically when the bureaucrats perform their task following the public interest rather than their self-interest. Lawson differs with him in that this impartial application of law ignores important factors like the economic liberalism, again, liberalism, which matters due to its relation with economic growth. Okay, so that is under national government, letter C sa atong topic. Any questions before tamo proceed? Clarifications? If there are none, so let us proceed. Maribel Gadot, cash assistance. Oh, nakadungog ko na katong mga drivers sa jeep. Nasa like cash assistance. So very good. So let us proceed with the next topic, local governments. That is letter D sa atong topic under good governance. Letter D, local governments. So, local governments. Ato sa i-post kay mubo ra ni siya. Sorry ka, wala na ako i-post ganina ang uban na kay taas-taas mo sila. Hindi sila mga mubo ra ni siya. Okay, local governments. Good governance is argued to be the most important in local governments. So when you say local governments, pares diri sa atong LGU, local government unit. It tries to promote more relationships between government and empowered citizens, neighborhood councils, and community councils. So diha na din mosulod ang mga barangay, ano to, mga barangay kapitan, barangay kagawad, mga community councils, mga neighborhood councils, mga empowered citizens. So kay democratic country mata, so we are part of these citizens nga dapat maay dapat makasulti sa unsang ilang gusto isulti dito sa ilang gobyerno. Good governance with local government aims to increase civil engagement with more members of the community in order to get the best options that serves the people. So that is local government. Mubo ra kay siya. Then we have Abisada answering the previous question. Scholarship ang iyang gitubag. Very good. EYG katong sa to, test. Bakong sa to? May nangutana sa ako. Okay, so let us proceed to the next topic, scientific exploration. So, dito po makita ang good governance sa scientific exploration. Again, taas-taas ni siya. So, atong hinahinayon pag copy and paste, pagbutang diya sa live comments. Wait siya ako sa hinahinayon before na to basahon para makasunod mo sa ako. Okay, so ano siya? Scientific exploration. Before there can be scientific experimentation, organizations must be compliant with good governance, meaning that testing must be moral and practical. Many research organizations such as SPICE or stratospheric particle injection for climate engineering, a geoengineering research project that was formed in the United Kingdom, was required to go through stages of evaluation before testing could be conducted if they were to be funded by the stakeholders. In 2011, SPICE or katong Stratospheric Particle Injection for Climate Engineering made plans to experiment with solar radiation. The method for the experiment included injecting stratospheric sulfur aerosols into the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so the criteria or the stage gate that they must pass before performing their experiment included the following. First is identify safe and principal risk. Siya number 1. Dapat ilang ma-follow. And then number 2, tests must be compliant with relevant regulations. Kaya kung walay relevant regulations, so maunsa na lang ka ilang experiment, daghan mga damay nga tao. Okay? And then number 3, okay, Miss Allen, good afternoon. So number 3, under scientific exploration, sa criteria, okay, future applications, impacts, and mechanisms put in place to review this in light of new information. Again, future applications, impacts, and mechanism put in place to review in light of new information. Kay basing na yung mga questions karon nga dili pa mansiran, mga in the future pa siya ma-ansiran, na sila ay ma-review or mabalikan nga mga data. Okay, and then lastly, number 4, Miss Tagot, good afternoon. Welcome to our online class. And then number 4, the stakeholders must be regarded and taken into account. Kaya ang stakeholders man ang nag-fund sa ilahang mga projects, so dapat ang stakeholders would must be regarded and taken into account. Dili sila pabayaan or sabang baliwala. So before research can be conducted in the field of geoengineering, it must be scrutinized using good governance to ensure testing isn't harmful to the environment and to detail all the possible risks that may occur. Okay? Muna siya. Okay? So, muna siya ang atong discussion for today. Again, atong i-review gamay ha, good governance para ni sa katong mga bago nag-login. Introduction to good governance and social responsibility, part 1, we have good governance, and then subtopics is RR, international affairs, corporate sectors, national governments, local governments, and then lastly, scientific exploration. Okay? So, any questions regarding sa atong topic karon? Please comment your questions, clarifications. Pwede po mo makashare sa inyong thoughts before we proceed sa next na part sa atong online class. Montoya, good afternoon. Welcome to our online class. I am waiting for your answers or your questions or your clarifications. Your thoughts, pwede niyo i-share. Na amoy gusto i-share before we proceed. So, dapat mo appeal mo sa atong participation karon. Next part will be mag-question ko and then mag-answer na pod mo. So, wala na yung maghatag og questions or clarifications. So, let us proceed with next part. So, I'll be questioning you and then you will be answering via live comment. Okay? Akong i-encode para dali ra niyo makita. Give examples of good governance that you have experienced personally. Okay, so this is your question, your first question. Give examples of good governance that you have experienced personally. So comment your answers. Give examples of good governance that you have experienced personally. Muna siya ang question number 1. So I will be waiting for your answers in the live chat comment. Again, let us call the attention of those who are joining this class. Miss Abakahin, Kabaktulan, Abisada, Neryo, Dadang, Gadot, Magadan, Ahan, Raganas, Susi, Pinyalusa, Gamong, Chile, Kerubin, Nadayag, Kainglit, is Donna Zen still around? Pwede po ka maka-ask, bisan second year. Thank you for logging in. And then, kinsa pa ni? Miss Kainglit, Susi, Pinyalusa, balik na. Nadayag, Neryo, ML Vicente, anything basta kay na-experience nimo personally, Miss Farah, nag-asya, pwede ra local sir? Yes, pwede ra. At least na-experience nimo personally ang good governance. Okay, B? Comment your answer sa live chat. Katong mga gipang mention ako. Prepare your answers para sa question number 1 para naatay participation. Okay, Magadan, good governance nga na-experience nako personally sir is kanang sa among balay. Asa madapit nga balay, sa dire sa Kamigin or dito sa Tabuk? Adlaon, good afternoon. Welcome to our class. Na ako'y gihatag nga question, Miss Adlaon, na diha, give examples of good governance that you have experienced personally. So nanay naka-answer si Magadan, good governance is na-experience niya sa ilahang balay. Sa Tabuk siguro ni pasabot ni Miss Magadan. Ang uban, asa man ang uban? Si Magadan ra ang naay participation, that is like 15%. The way nga mo disiplina or mohatag og guidance sa akong ginikanan sir. Okay, very good Miss Magadan. Thank you for participating and giving your examples of good governance na imong experience personally. Sheila, may sino sir sa kanang barangay? Unsa man na sa barangay may sino? Kanang give at kanang concrete example nga gikan sa inyong barangay nga na-experience nimo unsa ilang gibuhat? Kanang parehas sa pag-answer ni Miss Magadan, no, gibutang gid niya specifically ang pagdisiplina sa iyang mama or iyang papa sa iyang ginikanan. Okay, Miss Alem, sa ako sir kay I'm experienced by our community, example pag-conduct of community service. Unsa nga community service Miss Alem? Ang imong nakuan. Asa dapat kita baka ng community service or bisin kato mga nadakpan sa kuan, mga puso gipa kuan, community service, limpyo to sa mga kuan. Sapa. We have Kabaktulan, good governance sir, na apod na sa eskwelahan. Asa dapit nga eskwelahan ug unsa nga specific example? We have Villadores, example sir, pag-conduct sa community. pag-conduct sa community, unsay lang i-conduct sa community, Mr. Villadores. And then we have Angeli May Gamo, kanang mga activities sa among barangay, sir. Mhm. So, kanang mga activities sa barangay, mga kuan siguro. Sa man, kung normal lang tang atong panahon karon na siguro yung mga fiesta-fiesta. Na yung mga mismis, mga pasaya. Kanang free ka nga magpili sa imong i-vote. They should not vote by taking money. Yes, during election, that is your right to vote or suffrage kung sa ato pang constitution. And then we have para alin. Example sa pagpanghinlo sa amo ang sityo. Yes, I think kada kuan sityo na ay mga leaders diha nga mag kuan coordinate sa ilang barangay nga muna ila pang buhaton ng limpyo. Very good. And then Miss Gamo kung yunsa nila pag-guide ang mga young people like me. Okay, very good. Neryo, good governance that I personally experienced is kanang naa sa eskwelahan, sir. Sample scholarship. Very good. Community service, sir. Villadores. Yes, community service. Dili dapat ka ng community service ha, kanang nadakpan sa puso niya ipa-community service ka ng kuan, voluntarily na community service. Muna siya ang atong good governance. Dili tong nadakpan sa puso kay kuan, naka-violate sa mga rules during pandemic. Okay, very good, Mr. Villadores. Then we have Maribel Gadot. Good governance na akong na-experience, sir, is nahapsay ang kadalanan kay na ay daghan kalambuan ang province like 4 lanes. Yes, pero napoy disadvantages po ning 4 lanes na to karon, Miss Gadot. Daghan kay magpapusog og dagan. Diba? Lisod kayo. Sirit-sirit lang. Dagko ra ba uban dan truck. Daghan ra gid sulod. Sa pod mga magmotor gasirit-sirit. Okay, so muna siya insakto ang answer ni Miss Gadot pero naalam po tayo disadvantage atong 4 lanes karon. And then para asset kana gamo. So di ko ani gamo. Very good. Gisuportahan niya si gamo. So ang uban wala pa yung answer ang uban. Where are the others? Gamay ra man naka-participate. Gamay ra ang naka-answer sa question. Then we have Miss Kabaktulan. Example, sir, kanang mga instructor nga mag-guide sa mga student. Awat na ko. Mangil o. Unsa man ang gi-guide? Okay, dapat kuha na good guidance. Miss Kabaktulan, musing mag-guide din sila sa mga kabuang. Sa dilitaan ha. At ito sa good guidance, mga positive. At ito sa mga positive people. Then we have Miss Sencha Tagod. Sir, the good governance that I experienced about this pandemic is the support of the government like medicine and food packs. Okay, very good. Kabaktulan, emote icons, very good. Ang inyong mga kuan, mga members sa simbahan, di ba? The set of examples po na sa good governance. Abakahin sa barangay, sir, like giunsa nila pag-handle ang mga problema para lang mahapsay ang lugar. Belgian Villadores, violation, sir. Very good. Dami na karon no kay kanang kada barangay sila ang kuan gi-in charge para sa kanang cemetery pass. Once nga ni kuan na imong cemetery pass, dili na ka makasulod sa sementeryo kung wala nimo nagamit sa anang adlaw. Ang barangay mo ay in charge o itong mga kagawad sa barangay. Then we have Miss Kisagan giving fair treatment to all people, the marginalized and below marginalized. Okay, very good, Miss Kisagan. And then we have Miss Gamu, good governance is lending a hand with those people nga walang wala. So ayaw mo pag ato sa kuana 5-6 ato mo sa inyong mga amigo. Pero ayaw lang po mo kasuko siguro kung inyong amigo wala pa ikahatag kaya nagkalisod po sila. Okay? So sabot-sabot sa lang. Kaya kita tanan karon nagkalisod. Community servicer, okay? Villadores. Student volunteer, sir. Yes. Student volunteer. So kinsa pa ang uban nga naka-login nga wala pa naka-answer. Okay, so next question. I think this will be the last question before ta mag-end. Okay? So before ko maghatag sa second question, napay nag-answer si Montoya, voluntary community services. Yes, dapat voluntary na siya, dili tong pinugos nga community service, labi na kato mga nangadakpan sa kuan atong local government officers kay nag-violate sa ilang pandemic protocols. Then we have Kerubin policy, sir, implementation of rules such as a policy of separating personal and corporate social media accounts. Loading na kaayo ako connection. Don't worry, pwede pa rin mo ma-view niya kay post ni siya after aning live stream. And then Villadores na ay naka-volunteer ko sa amo barangay before, sir. That is very good, Mr. Villadores. Kung volunteer, keep it up. And then Kabaktulan, Criselda, mga frontliner nga nagtabang og nag-sacrifice. Yes, that is true. Then katong mga katong first pa nag-lockdown diri sa isla, katong mga gapanghatag bitaw og foods sa mga frontliners na to, kato very good po kito siya. Voluntary ang ilang panghatag sa mga foods. JM Talara, good afternoon. Extending their helping hands to the people, especially to the less fortunate one. Okay, very good. Katong na ay mga daghan ikahatag, panghatag, ayaw tagui. Kung sobra-sobra na kay ang imong mga blessings, share food katong sa mga kapuspalad. Okay, sir, usa na to, yes. Good afternoon too, sir. Yes, good afternoon. Okay, second question. Briefly lang. Negative effect. Atong ibalik ang atong first question. Give examples of bad governance that you have experienced personally. So second question. Negative na side. Give examples of bad governance that you have experienced personally. Okay, that will be your last question ngayong season karon. Give examples of bad governance that you have experienced personally. Vote buying. Yes, Miss Magadan. Correct. Ang uban, corruption, sir. Yes, very good. Dagundon. Here in the island, sir, no more hassle when it comes to pagbiyahe kaya mostly all roads are concrete. And also the government here handles serious situations. So that is your answer for question number 1. Very good, Miss Dagundon. And then for question number 2, nag-answer si Mr. Hael, corruption. I mean Miss Kerubin Hael. Good afternoon. Corruption ang iyang answer. Miss Allen, corrupt gihapon. Okay, murag daghan ang corruption, murag daghan inyo na experience ana nga corruption. Kuy, pasensya na. Murag nature gid sa katawo nga corrupt. Kita man sa tanan kuan corrupt. Bili lang gagmay ug dagko. Miss Raganas, I have experience here in the island of Camiguin, vote buying. And then we have Miss Hael, lack of voice and weak accountability. Yes, that is very true. Apil tong mga vote buying, that is very true. Yes, vote buying po. According ni Dadang, kanang mangdakop sir nga dili fair. Yes, that is also true. Kung kaila nimo, murag palapos lang, pero kung dili kaila, mahatagan gid og ticket. Then, according to the Chile corruption, so daghan kini experience of bad governance, corruption. Kana pong vote buying, under na siya sa corruption. Miss Kainglits, ngi, sir, wala basaha ako Sabi, mag-backread ko, Kainglit. Miss Kainglit. Yes, vote buying. Sakto ba? Yes, sakto na siya, vote buying. Bad governance na siya. Na gitolerate pod sa people. Dapat din na to i-tolerate para ma-stop ang vote buying. So, nabasa na nako, Miss Kainglit. Kasi masuko-suko pa ka ha. Then, Kerubin, transparency, yes. May transparency na lagi pang butang mga transactions sa government na di sa marketplace na to, gipang post diha muna sila ang ilang pag-show sa ilang transparency. Kabaktulan, checkpoint nga unfair, yes. Checkpoint nga unfair. According pa sa meme sa Facebook, luoy ko na kay mga motorcycle drivers kay sila ra perminti pahunong. That is according to them ha, sa meme. Kapag mga four wheels kuno dili na parahon. And then we have Dagundon, unfair treatment sir, especially kung dili ka kalay nila. Yes, that is true. And then Kisagan, bias treatment. That is also true. Vote buying, yes. Missino Montoya, political dynasty sir. Okay, so existing na siya dahil sa Pilipinas ang political dynasty. Naanay rules nanay law nga gibawal ang political dynasty, pero ang problema is ang pag-execute sa ato nga law. Okay? Walay ga-execute. Sa paniuban be. Gamo dugay maka-action og naay mga sunog. So sa Bureau of Fire na siya. Vote buying na dayag. Yes. And then sir, about atong SAP sir nga wala pag-release ato mga tao nga angay tabangan. So napo na siya nga problema. Katong SAP nanay na nga tagaan nga dili deserving, then katong mga deserving wala na tagaan. So usap na siya sa problema. Sa bad governance. Neryo, dili fair ang treatment, sir. Yes, that is correct. Then Miss Ahan, violating their own rules like bawal daw angkas, ang pwede ra makaangkas is apor, but daghan ta nakita nga nakaangkas nga dili apor, gitolerate ra kay lagi kaila. Yes, that is very true kay mula din na dire sa kaila lang. Then we have Miss Kabaktulan, hustisya nga kasagara mauna. That is also correct. Justice system. Miss Allen, for me sir, I've experienced that bad governance sa pag-rap sa among kwarta diri sa among sitio, which is dili siya gamiton kay kailangan pundo sa amuang chapel. Okay, murag kuan na siya sa yung sitio. Dapat maseto na siya. Namungod tayo gitawag na separation of and government. So, dapat masettle na nila. Adlaon experience na ko sir sa among barangay, nag-volunteer ko pagtabang sa panghatag og food packs. Yes, that is your answer for question number 1. Thank you. Miss Kainglit, example sir kanang pabor-pabor sir like sa SAP, unahon paghatag ang mga kailara, mga duol ra sa dugo pero ang uban kay wala nakadawat. Yes, ako na siyang na-mention ganina. Na mga dili deserving nga nakadawat, na mga deserving nga wala po nakadawat. Okay? Thank you, sir. You're welcome, Ms. Gadot. Vote buying and lack of opportunity kay mas ipasulod Manila ang ilang tao. Kay if sa pikas ka nibutar, dili ka maka-apply trabaho like sa Gaisano. Yes, that is true. And then, Ms. Gamo, dili makatrabaho sa katong part-time anha munisipyo kay appeal sa 4Ps. Kulangan sir budget. Okay, so wala ko'y idea about anong 4Ps o mag-work og part-time. So I cannot comment kaya wala ko na experience. Then Neljan sir, mga puso bias. Kung friends consider pero kung dili ka ila ticket dito if na violation. That is true. Then Jasmine, okay ra nga dili maka face shield ug face mask ang naay ranggo sir pero kato normal. Yes. Ka-experience padaan na dire. Normal na tao kay dakpon diretso. Singgitan pa. Bawal mag-angkas sa motor bisag family ang kuyog pero ug naay car pwede maka-angkas. Yes, that is according sa rules sa IATF. Na siya. Naghatag sa mga rules karong IATF. Muna ilang ruling. So let us just follow kay muna siyang pandemic protocols. And then we have Raganas about SAPSUR. Not all people here in Camiguin release their money during giving time. Yes. Tinuod na siya adlaon like SAPSUR. Ginapili ra nila ang ilang hatagan. Correct. The Chile kanang ga-implement silag social distancing sir pero pagsakay nila sa patrol car okay ra nga maghuot sila. Napo na nakita sa ako sa Facebook gihimog meme. Then naputong nag-angkas na pulis na naka-helmet. Bawal ba ang angkas niya wala pag helmet. Okay, Miss Nadayag sa summer job sir kung dili ka duol sa luwag is dili gid ka makain-ana in short bias treatment kaayo. Yes, that is true. Peñalosa, not fair and treatment sir. Kung kailan nimo madala rapiro o dili ticket largo. Si Talara, lack of job opportunities if you're not in their party list side sir. So manang uban to sa Cebu, to sa Cagayan, sa Bohol. Daghan ko kaila nga wala diri nag-work kay mo lagi atong politics diri sa isla. And then like mangdakop ang mga pulis nga naka-civilian, pwede din na. Yes, pwede na siya naganay citizens arrest. Okay, pwede na siya. Kay di mo nimo pwede makuan ang usa ka crime bisag wala ka na ka uniform, pwede ra. Basta makita nimo nga gi-commit ang crime. Kung walay pulis, pwede ra pod mag-citizens arrest. Okay? Pwede ra mag-citizens arrest kung wala ang pulis. And then sa imong question, yes, pwede ra makadakop bisan wala naka-uniform ang pulis. Kay ilahan ang trabaho whether on duty sila or off duty. Part na sa ilang kuan, ilang tactic para di sila mailhan nga pulis, so di sila mag-uniform. And then poor economic growth according ni Kerubin, and then Peñalosa, especially sa scholarship sir. If dili ka sa ilha, dili ka maka-apply. Yes, that is True. Based sa experience sa mga students na ko before. Mo po na ilang reklamo. Political instability, and then tagod, sir, unfair food kaayo, nga naka-wear na ta og face mask, wala ta naka-face shield, isyuhan ta bisag na ara sa atong natad. Kasi natad na ara sa atong natad. Kay part muna sa aton nga face mask o face shield. Muna siya atong protocols karon. So, i-follow lang nato labi na kanang social distancing o kanang hand washing katong mag-alcohol. And then we have Raganas about scholarship, sir. If dili kanila tao, yes, that is true. Sad to say, but it is true. Okay, so wala na yung mag-live comment. So that will be our online class for today. And katong isa ka subject na to, 4 to 5, sa Friday na to i-held. Katong leadership and decision making. Again, our next online class will be on Friday for your 4 to 5 schedule. Subject is leadership and decision making. Okay? Nasabtan, Friday ha, online, 4 to 5, para sa subject na to nga, leadership and decision making. So, thank you for joining our online class. Pwede na maka-log out. If na pa may questions, pwede pa mo maka-live comment para atong ma-ansiran. Diri na mag-end ang atong online class for our 3 to 4 schedule nga subject. Good governance and social responsibility. Okay, Miss Kabaktulan, Magadan, thank you. Don't forget, Friday, para sa atong isa ka klase, 4 to 5. Thank you also, Miss De Chile. Miss Sino, thank you. Raganas and Peñalosa, De Chile, good. Thank you for logging in and joining our online class. To Miss Susie and Miss Abakahin, thank you. Then ay gisumpay si Miss Dadang, dili fair ang treatment, sir, labi na barangay pag dili ka duol sa dughan, dili ka bali-balihon. But you must enforce kay empowered citizens ta, Miss Dadang. So you use your right as a citizen. Okay? Na nasa atong Philippine Constitution 1987, Article 3, Bill of Rights. Miss Dadang? Okay, so kung naa kay libro sa atong Philippine Constitution, please read our Article 3, our Bill of Rights. Para makabalo ka kung unsa ang imong mga rights as a citizen of the Philippines. Okay, Miss Dadang, so Nerio, Gamu, Tagod, and Alem, thank you. Thank you for logging in and joining our online class. Again, reminder for everyone, ang atong 4 to 5 nga class, online class will be this coming Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. Kung pinsa pa gusto mag-question, pwede pa mag-question. Na may clarify. KJM, thank you for logging in and joining our online class. Miss Kisaga, thank you for logging in and joining our class. Also to Miss Kainglit, thank you for logging in and joining our class. Lang adlaon, pareha anang mangdakop sila sir. Tas naa sila makita nga wala lang naka-face shield, isyuhan sa luoy kayo ang mga tao. Labi na atong nakita na ko maas na gikan nag-uma, wala gyud ipahangyo. Okay, so sorry sana pero naka-violate mo gud sila sa atong protocol so dapat makuanan gud sila matikitan. Okay, again, ignorance of the law excuses no one. So kung magawas man kahata sa imong balay dapat naka-face mask o naka-face shield. So miss lang adlaon mo na siya. Ignorance of the law excuses no one. Luoy man ta kay maas man pero unsaon man nga naka-violate man sila sa atong protocol. Okay, so we must comply sa unsa ang ikuan karon kay lisod ang panahon karon labi na kay pandemic. Protection mo po na para sa ila nga dili na sila magngana sunod. Okay, Miss Adlaon. Okay, Miss Kervin Hael. Thank you for logging in and joining our class. Wala yang siran karon. Okay, naka-participate naman mo sa akong question number 1 and question number 2. Okay, lang laon so relax mo. Sa ani nga subject wala may activity nga buhaton.